Warning, the following video has not been approved by the Comic Code Authority and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Comic Assassin. Today we're going to be doing a comic book review on two different books, and we're also going to be unboxing a Bueller Box. First time I ever got one, and I wanted to share it with y'all. Now normally I do these videos on Friday, my review videos, but I had to go out of town for work. And I want to make this point real quick. I had to go out of town early Wednesday morning. Knew I wasn't going to be able to get to my local comic book shop to pick up the books that I wanted to get. Made a call to my LCS on Tuesday, said, hey, this is a situation. If there's any way, could you possibly pull those books for me? Came back in this weekend when I got back in town, and sure enough, they got me every single book that I wanted. Now, a lot of comic book shops can't always do that because, they, especially with some of these smaller run books, they may only order just a handful, and they might all be accounted for. But that's what makes having a good relationship with your local comic book shop worth it. All right, because you can't go online and do that kind of stuff. So kudos to my LCS and support your local comic book shop because it does pay off. All right, so we're going to jump into it. So the two books I'm going to be doing today is the first one is UNEARTH #1. All right, and once again, there will be some spoilers, so if you're not interested in spoilers, maybe cut to where I'm doing the unboxing. Stick around, please. This is a new book by Image. It's by Cullen Bunn. Cullen has been doing a lot of good stuff that I like. He's done Empty Man, Bone Parish, Pump Mamba, which I think I've actually reviewed last time. So he does a lot of good work, but I will say, first off, I like the book. I like it enough where I'm going to pick up issue 2, but this is one of the weaker books from Cullen, at least for issue 1. And a lot of it because it just didn't make sense. So basically, it starts off, they're in Mexico, there's this infection going on. They got these two doctors who are being escorted by this military guy who's kind of an asshole in this book. Anyway, they go to see the main doctor who's in this village, and it turns out the main doctor has been infected. So he's all like distorted and just a big mass, all right? It gets confusing. It goes right into this other shot that's like back in the past, but that's all it gives you. Maybe it will make sense further down the road, but right now it doesn't. So basically, they wake up, and then all of a sudden, it becomes more of a military thing rather than a medical effort for some reason. So basically, they came across this dog that had been mutated or infected, and they were like, yeah, we found it near a cave. And they were like, hey, we don't have a cave. And they're like, yeah, not until 3 days ago, right? So they're going to this cave to do an exploration, all right? And so once again, it's kind of choppy. It's like it's no real good flow from here to there. But anyway, they go into this cave. They find some unusual life. A lot of it looks man-made, or not natural, I should say. But it looks really old, too, so they're like, maybe is this extraterrestrial? Like, what's going on? Anyway, then all of a sudden, like, oh, we're getting something on your radar. There's something big, right? And all of a sudden, there's these gorillas in there, right? Well, this big monster comes out, attacks the gorillas, and gorillas as in militants, not the animal, right? Attacks them. The group that's doing the exploring get away, but in the process, the cave has been, at least the section of cave that they're in, has collapsed, so they're trapped. So now they're wondering, like, okay, we can probably start digging through rock, but that could take hours. And then all of a sudden, this doctor's like, no, we're going to go this way because there's another exit. All right? So first off, like I said, I really did enjoy the read. It was a good read, but it just didn't make sense to me. Like, how can you go from if you're in a cave, you got people inside the cave and outside the cave. How do these gorillas just walk in, right? Also, how did this big monster not come up on their radar sooner, all right? Third off, if this cave just showed up, how does this chick know there's another exit? Like, there's just so many, like, things that just don't make sense. But honestly, I think you might like it if you check it out. Besides my critique, you know, sometimes I'm just stubborn with details sometimes, but yeah, that's Unearth number 1. All right, now the second one, and this is one, if you watched my video on Monday, I said this was probably my top pick, and it probably was the top pick from this past week, and that is Reaver number 1. Another Image book. It's from Justin Jordan. He did Curse of Brimstone. He's done some Green Lantern stuff. Spread, Death of Love, and he's done some other stuff. But honestly, I really like what's going on in this book. All right, I really, really enjoyed this book. Now, there is some confusion with this book as well, but you know what? This has a lot of story. All right, look at all that story. And I don't think there was a single ad the whole time in that book. Like, it was, for the money, this was a great read. In fact, I would give this an A-. All right, if I had actually put a grade on how much I enjoyed this book. And I'm only giving it an A- because some of it was confusing. But as the first issue, we're dealing with a new world. We're dealing with, you know, different forces that you'll have to learn, like who's who, that kind of thing. But basically, it starts off where it says they're on this world, I guess, Medeiros, and there was an agreement between, I guess, these two forces or sects or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, but no matter what, they're still battling it out. All right, there's this big battle. It shows this one guy who's one of the main characters. This guy right here. And anyway, long story short, he is in jail. And after the war, he gets put in jail. And I guess they're called the Iscarians. Is that what they're called? Or the opposing force? Basically, what happens is they find out that the other side has been using this kind of like sorcery where they're pretty much sacrificing dozens, if not hundreds of people a day, which gives them the ability to see what the other people are doing. So that's why the other people are always kind of like either one step ahead or, you know, they don't have their guard down, all right? So they're coming up with this plan to basically take the guy that I just showed you. I guess they have their own sorcerer. See, there's a sorcerer and he's got his protector, who's a mute female. She looks pretty cool. And then they're building up the rest of their team. So here's this one chick. I think that's the chick that's on the cover. She's really cool. And then they have this other guy who I guess maybe is possibly a cannibal. I think they're both cannibals the way they talk. So, and then they have the one guy, this brute right here. All right. So pretty much they're a team of badasses. You know, they're pretty much killers, brutes, sorcerers. So, and I think they called him like the Hell's Half Dozen type thing. Not really quite sure where this guy fits in. I think the only purpose so far for this guy, the main character that's been portrayed in the story, is that he's going to lead these people into this prison camp. Because I think he belongs to that sort of people. So it's kind of a disguise. They're trying to sneak all these people in there to find out what's going on. But what was confusing is that all of a sudden, like, they set this plan, and then the king or the general, whatever he is, just kind of walks out, and then it's kind of like they have to plan their own escape out of the facility in the first place, which I thought was kind of weird. I was like, why don't you just let them go? Like, if they're doing a job for you, why are you making them sneak out and kill your guards and all that kind of stuff? So I didn't really understand that point of view. But basically, they do escape. All right, they escape, and this is where they're heading. It's a place called the Anvil. And sure enough, here's the thing where they're sacrificing all the people, and they got this guy that's like just bathing in the blood. And he knows, because of this ritual, he sees that yes, there are these people coming. So yeah, I mean, there's more to it, but honestly, this was a great read. If you can, check it out if you haven't already. But this is one of those books that it's already going for at least 2 times cover price. Probably at least 3 to 4 if you want to include shipping and handling. If you're doing like eBay and stuff like that. I mean, this was the pickup of the week from last week, if you ask me. So yeah, let me know what you think about these books if you read them. I would love to hear your thoughts. All right, now we're going to get to an unboxing. And we're going to be doing a Bueller Box. Just got this yesterday. All right, but I wanted to open up for y'all. So Bueller, he has a show on YouTube called Comics with Bueller. Good guy. I've never met him, never talked to him, but I've watched his show for a while now. He has some pretty good content. I'm going to put a link down below where you can check out his shows and see, you might enjoy his content. But also in the description of his videos, he usually has a link that puts you to his eBay. And every once in a while, and he doesn't do them often, in fact, I think he said this might be the last one he does for a good minute, he'll do these Bueller boxes. So basically, for like $11.99 plus shipping and handling, which I think is around $7.50, so just right at under $20, you get 11 comic books, right? It's kind of a mystery thing, but it's kind of fun. I always love to grab bags and things like that, so I'm excited to see what happens in here, okay? So, alright, so we're opening up. Alright, so the first one we have here is Justice League versus Suicide Squad number 5. He did a very good job packing them up. They're all bag and boarded. So yeah, it's cool. We have Green Lanterns number 1. That's pretty cool. You know, I've never really read a lot of Green Lantern. I should probably read more than I do. Alright, here you go. Here's the Dark Knight, the Master Race. That's book number 2. I think it was one of the mini-series that Miller did a couple years ago. Ooh. I know, what does Bueller call it? I think Bueller calls this Shiny Goodness or something like that. But here we go. We got Batgirl number 28. Got that nice foil cover. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Another one. Forever Evil Justice League number 26. Alright, this is going to be our... It's usually Marvel, DC, at least that's what is in the description, and one indie. I guess this may be the indie, I don't know. But it's from an Image. It's The Wicked and the Divine. This is number 38. This is also a series that always intrigued me, but I never read. But that's cool. It's a cool looking cover. Alright, now... Alright, so looking at it now, we're getting into the Marvel stuff. So here we have the Invincible Iron Man 593. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is actually the number 1 for the volume. I could be wrong on that, but I believe this is the number 1 for the volume. This is when they were starting to pick up the legacy numbering again. Alright, we have the Uncanny Inhumans number 1. That's pretty cool. Then we have the Uncanny X-Men 437. It's a cool looking Juggernaut up on there. Alright. And here we go. We got Deadpool's The Mercs for Money number 1. I believe this is from volume 2. I think they did 2 volumes of this. That's cool. And last, he threw in kind of an oldie. Alright, Fantastic Four 249. Looks like we got the Gladiator throwing thing up in the air and using Reed Richards like a washcloth. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's got a little bit of damage, but he does advertise that the condition does vary. Overall, I think this was a pretty good box. I mean, for the money, I mean, like I said, it's $11.99, so they're almost $1 a book, right? You throw in shipping and handling, that might get up to almost $2 a book, but it's pretty good. I think, honestly, for me, this is a great idea, especially for someone who maybe doesn't have a lot of comics. Maybe a gift for somebody, kind of like, hey, do you want to get into stuff? What I've liked about this, and what I've seen from some other unboxing, is that he does either a lot of number ones, or he does a few things like in continuum. Like he might give you like a 1, 2, and 3 of something. So it kind of gives people a chance to pick up a book at issue number 1 and be like, hey, I like this book. Let me go try to find issues 2, 3, and 4. Or, if I had 1, 2, and 3, then, I got to read 1, 2, and 3. And if I want to keep going, I can keep going. So I like that about this. There wasn't anything really spec worthy in any of these books, at least that I know of. But for the money, I thought it was good. But they sell out quick. So I was actually surprised I could get one, because I've actually tried to get one a few times in the past, and I would be just a little late watching the video, go to his eBay page, and they'd be all sold out. All right, and sometimes I think I've even heard they've even sold out like minutes. All right, so really cool. Go check out Bueller. Like I said, I don't know the man, but he's got some good content on there. And even if you're not interested in the box, go check out his videos. They're pretty entertaining. So once again, I'm sorry guys, I was late doing this review video. Please let me know what you think. I'm actually going to be coming out with another video later on this afternoon, giving the kind of the normal Monday thing, what's in the news, what came out last week, and what you might be keeping on your radar for this week to come when you go hit up your LCS on Wednesday. So anyway, thank you for joining me. This is Drewski, the Comic Assassin. See y'all later.